Hi guys, my name is Jess, and today we're going to get started on all fours. So placing our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Let's go into a few cat-cows from here, rounding the back, pressing through the hands, looking between the legs, tilting the hips inwards, and then going into your cow where you arch your back. Open up the chest and look in front of you. Remembering to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and keep your core and pelvic floor switched on. Let's just keep going with this. And back to center. Well done. All right, we're gonna go into a little knee lift to warm up the core and get things going. So from here, keep your gaze at the top of your mat. Let's curl our toes under. Take a big breath in, brace your core and lift the knees. Hold it here. Just a small lift. Stay focused. Keep pressing through your hands. Keep breathing. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. You can bring it down. Well done. From here, let's go into our opposite arm and leg extension. So a nice gentle one for you. Be mindful of your form. So you want to keep your hips squared to the mat. You don't want them shifting side to side. That's going to take a little bit of effort from your core. You want to bring the arm and leg up in line with the body, not any higher, because you don't want your back to arch. We're going to keep our gaze at the top of the mat or at the fingertips, and we're going to be doing opposite arm and leg lifts, so alternating sides. So let's begin bringing opposite arm and leg up in a straight line with your body. Bringing it ahead of you, so reaching forward, reaching back with the leg, bringing it back to center, and let's go over to the other side. Keep going with that. Remember to pair your breathing with your movements. Let's do one more on each side. Well done. Let's go into a child's pose from here. Releasing off the tension. Couple deep breaths. Well done. All right, let's come onto our right side. So we're going to come onto our forearm. You want to have your elbow directly underneath the shoulder, lifted through the oblique. So you don't want to be sinking into that arm. You want to stay nice and lifted here. Hips pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to be going into our clamshells from here. So we want to have our legs stacked and bent. When we open up this top leg, make sure your hips are staying stable. You don't want them shifting back when you open up that leg. So let's just keep going with that. If you want to make this a little bit harder, you can lift the legs off the mat. So lift the bottom portion of your leg off the mat. That's optional. So that just makes it a little bit harder. Keep breathing. Stay lifted through those obliques. Last one. Bring it down, bring the legs down, and from here we're staying lifted, making sure the elbow is still under the shoulder, not sinking down, staying nice and high up. Let's extend that top leg out straight, hovering it in the air. From here, I want you to flex your foot. So a nice flat foot. You're gonna tap the foot in front of you, bring it back to center. Let's keep going with that. If you're getting pain in your arm and your shoulder, you can drop down to the side like this, if that's better for you. It is a little bit harder staying on the forearm. So both are fine, it's up to you. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. You can bring your knee back down and come into a little side lying curl here, hugging your knees into your chest. A couple deep breaths, releasing off that glute. So curling up in your little ball, just for comfort. Well done. Okay, let's come onto our backs from here. Lying on your back. We're gonna bring our feet hip width apart from here. And right away, I want you to bring your feet nice and close towards you. We're gonna do a little combo here. I want you to take your hands behind your head with elbows wide. We're gonna do a bridge, a glute bridge, and then a little ab curl. So what it looks like, bridge up, squeeze your glutes at the top. Make sure the rib cage is flat, it's not flaring out. Come back to the mat, and then we curl up. We tuck those ribs under, look between the legs to lift. Bring your head back down. So we're doing that one after the other, not at the same time. So let's just keep going with this. Bridge, down. Curl, down. Exhale, bridge. Inhale, down. Exhale, curl. Inhale, down. Keep going. Okay, let's bring everything back down. Well done. Now I want you to come back into your curl. Lift the head and shoulders, look between the legs. From here, bring your right leg into tabletop. We're gonna extend the right leg long, bring it back to center. Let's just keep going with that. Extend it away from you, hovering in the air, back to center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back. Last one. Let's bring the right leg down, bring the head down for a moment just to give your other side a chance. Big breath. Let's lift the head and shoulders. Look between the legs, tucking those ribs under. Let's lift the left leg up into tabletop and let's go into those extensions. Exhale, extend. Inhale back to tabletop. Really lengthening that leg on the extension. Two more. Last one. Bring it down and let's do a nice full body extension here, releasing off the abs. Few deep breaths here. Well done. Okay. I've moved back for some reason. Let me just move back to center. Okay, from here we keep our legs bent. Arms are by our sides. Let's take our right leg up. We're gonna do some hip circles. So holding down your left hip, we're gonna bring our right leg up either to tabletop or extending the leg straight. If the leg is straight, it's a little bit harder. You can probably get those circles a little bit bigger here. Both are fine. I'll let you know when to change direction. Remember to hold your core here while you do this. So just creating nice big circles. Making sure this left hip isn't lifting. Controlled circles. Okay, we change direction on the same leg. Last one. Bring it down. We go over to the other side. Take your right hand on your right hip. Let's go with that left leg now, either with the knee or the foot. Let's start circling in one direction. Keeping your core engaged, keep breathing. All right, you can change direction. Last one. Well done. Let's do our hip opener, bottoms of the feet together. Let those knees drop off to the sides. Couple deep breaths here, pressing down on your knees with your hands. Feeling a nice release in those hip flexors. Couple deep breaths. Well done. All right. Let's come over to our left side for those clamshells. So we're coming onto our forearm. Making sure the elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. Hips are pointing up to the ceiling. Knees are stacked and bent. Staying lifted through that side body. No sinking down into that arm. Let's start opening and closing that top leg with the option to lift the feet off the mat. Do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can bring it down. Well done. We're staying on that forearm. We're extending our top leg straight. You have the option here to take your body down to the mat and rest your head in your hand if you want to, because of course it's a little bit harder to stay lifted. You wanna make sure you're not sinking into that arm either, so it's gonna be a little bit more work here. So let's flex that foot, a nice flat foot, and let's keep it flat throughout as we tap in front and back to center. You're really gonna feel this in your hip here and the glute. Let's keep going with that. We're gonna do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. You can bring it down. We come down to our side, hug those knees into your chest, curl up into your ball, just to release off that side body. Well done. I definitely felt that in my glutes. Couple deep breaths here. And then we can come to our seated position, and we're gonna do a nice straddle stretch. So the straddle is really good for opening up the hips, good for the hamstrings, all the way down to the knees. So nice wide V shape. You wanna take your hands behind you, scoot your pelvis forward here. So you wanna take your hands on your shins or your ankles or in the center, and just carefully bring your head down to the floor. We're just gonna hold it a few seconds, and every few seconds, I want you to try to bring yourself further down, increasing the flexibility here in those inner thighs, hamstrings, and around that knee area. So just breathe into it, hold it here. Come a little further. And a little further down. Feeling that nice release. Few more seconds. Careful, come out of it. We bring the bottoms of our feet together. Drop the knees down to the sides. Bring your feet as close as you can towards you for a nice butterfly stretch. Classic. So trying to get your knees to the mat. Hold it here. Couple deep breaths. And you are finished for today, guys. Well done, and I'll see you next time. Bye.